Clap, Sync, Scared, Bisbee, and that means we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of...
Wait. The
What?
intro song.
Oh, the intro song.
Hello. Intro song. We can still hear you.
I can't. Invisible.
Don't forget our sound bites this time.
I will not.
Okay.
Including a little foreshadowing here.
Teaser.
A little teaser. I thought
A riveting start to this podcast, wouldn't you say?
it was turned down for the intro. Get ready.
Wow.
All right.
We're back, people.
We're back. Welcome to another Sunday. This time we're recording Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So what beverage finds you this Sunday?
Well, it's a Sunday afternoon, but tomorrow's Veterans Day. Thank you to all of our veterans out there.
Yes.
So I have the day off tomorrow. So
Boo.
I'm having a nice, I don't know, white wine.
White wine.
I don't remember what kind it is or where it's from. That's what I'm having today,
Very cool.
this afternoon. What are you having?
I am having a mocktail.
Mm.
Yeah. We got a bottle of gin alternative, 0 proof. It's basically flavored water. We got a Walmart.
No, don't call it flavored water. It's actually really good.
Well, it's water that they add things to flavor it.
Okay. But it doesn't just taste like flavored water. It
That's
tastes
true.
like really good.
Yeah, it tastes good. It's like totally like when you add tonic water, it makes it totally passable, like non-alcoholic gin and tonic. So
Yeah.
because I do have to work tomorrow. I don't have the day off.
Boo.
Boo, employer. Watch this. Anyway,
Cheers.
cheers to another episode.
Ooh.
To the Colorado Spooky States series episode.
I'm actually so excited about this one. I'll tell you why in a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm excited to hear.
So last time we did California.
Mm-hmm.
Loved California. We might do another episode in California. We have so many good stories about that. But Colorado, my friend Monica. Hi, Monica. I know you're watching.
One of our 3 watchers.
But she lives in Colorado. And so I visit her.
Yes.
And some of the places that we are going to talk about today, we either have plans to go to or I have been there before.
Very cool. I'm excited to hear about the ones you've been to.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to attend the ones in the future.
So how many do you have? I have 2.
I got 2. One's like a normal length, one's very short.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I think you went first last time, so I'll go first.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let's do it. Let me get my handy dandy notebook.
Oh.
A little bump. No problem there.
Right on the laptop?
Right on the laptop. My new laptop. Okay. So the first one is the Hotel Colorado.
Ooh.
The only hotel in Colorado. Colorado's hotel.
Hotel Colorado.
Hotel del Colorado.
Where is it at?
It is in Glenwood Springs. I'm going to put a picture up here, but it's like pretty far west.
Oh, is it a map right here?
Yeah, I'm going to put a map up
I
here.
can see it right there.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
actually
map.
circled in yellow.
Oh,
So
excellent.
if you see the yellow circle.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
I see it.
Yeah. Pretty far west of like the Denver, Colorado Springs, Boulder kind of metropolitan area. So it's kind of off on its own in the middle of nowhere. It was built, start construction, 1891. And it was named the Grande Dame,
Ooh.
the big lady. I don't know if that's a direct translation. Don't.
Was there a reason why it was named after or named the big lady?
I don't think Grande Dame means big lady. I think it means like fancy. I don't know what it means. But it was built by a silver magnate named Walter Devereux. And let's see, it cost $850,000 in 1891 money, which is a lot of money.
Is your computer about to die?
No.
Okay.
No, it just is yelling at me.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries. I ran it through
How much money was it? Sorry.
so back then it was $850,000.
Oh, that's a ton.
So back then, or adjusting for now, that's about $300 million. So they put a lot of money at this place.
How big is it?
It's big. I don't know the exact square
Specific.
footage. Large. It's a hefty building. Well, there's a lot
Like
of ground.
how many rooms?
There's more than 3,
Okay.
less than 1,000.
I see you did your research.
I did a
this
lot of
episode.
research into the room that count specifically. But I will say the person who designed it is the same person who designed Ellis Island
Okay.
and a lot of like big fancy buildings along Park Avenue. So
Describe the architecture.
it is Italianate. Italianate? It's meant to look like Renaissance era Italy is what it's meant to look at. So it's actually styled on the Medici villa in Rome. So kind of like those old like Renaissance era palaces, you know, like kind of squared off. I'll put pictures up here. But
Ooh.
yeah, here is the hotel.
We're good at, as you can tell, we really upped our game.
Yes.
Since you've been watching. I didn't know if last episode's spooktacular like blew you away with the intro and our editing skills. But now we've learned how to put pictures up. So we're going to be doing a lot of that.
Yes. We
Enjoy.
also have a new camera, if you can tell. But
yeah. Oh, actually, let us know.
Yeah.
Usually we get between 0 and 1 comments per episode.
From Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. So Andrew, if you could please let us know how this video quality is compared to what we've been doing. We were previously using my iPhone, the latest Pro.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I don't know what number. But now we have like a dedicated filming camera. So let us know.
It looks good. But so yeah, anyway, there was the photo of the building. And then here is a photo of the palace that it is inspired by.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. It's in Rome. So it opened in 1893. It was a luxury hotel meant to bring the rich and the famous out there and to kind of create some luxury in a place that's just like rough mining town, like Western remote mining. And it was successful.
Yay. It didn't burn down.
It didn't burn down, no, actually.
Have a delay.
Which is actually really surprising that it didn't burn down. But so some of the fanciness that it brought on, that was Bisbee.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I think we're haunted on set, people. I don't know what that
Confirmed ghosts.
Yeah, I don't even know if anyone else heard it, but.
But it had a European-style spa, tennis courts, Victorian garden.
Pickleball courts?
Had pickleball courts, of course. They were forward-looking. They saw in the future. Bird sanctuary, 185-foot fountain, and an indoor
Tall
waterfall.
or wide?
Like wide.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also a railroad spur. So like an area for like people to get their private train cars, like they're rich and powerful, to get their trains close to the hotel.
I love that.
Yeah. And one of the most famous guests was Teddy Roosevelt, who loved it there. He did an extended stay there. But other presidents also visited like Taft and Hoover. But Roosevelt, it's said that this is actually where the teddy bear term came from. He was staying there in 1905. And then one of the hotel like maids gave him like a stuffed bear. Oh. And therefore it became teddy bear. So this is the hotel. It's ground zero of teddy bears. Yeah.
Okay.
And in addition to the Grand Dame, it's also known as the White House of the West because he stayed there so much. Yep.
Cool.
Jumping forward a bit, during World War II and tied into its ghostness,
Let's hear.
It was used as a hospital for the Navy. So it was converted to a naval hospital.
Wait, for the Navy, but like in the middle of Colorado?
I think it was along like a railroad, so they could just railroad people in.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they had 6,500 patients.
Okay.
At this hotel, or they saw 6,500 patients between 1942 when it opened and 46 when it closed.
Okay.
So it was active.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just, whatever.
It's still surprising that you're getting sent to the middle of the country.
Yeah, true.
For care.
I think they just set something. Well, I guess it was a big, nice building that was already set up.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just for like officers or fancy people.
Okay, that makes sense.
No idea. That was total speculation.
Okay.
One negative is I can't find any evidence that Zach Baggins has been here.
Wait, I was supposed to guess on the Zach Baggins.
I just had to come out with it. I just had to come out with it.
Oh my God.
I know. So
I'm disappointed.
Is
it really haunted?
That's what I was going to say. Is it really haunted if he hasn't been possessed there or gotten sick there or scratched?
I would say no. It's not.
Or totally freaked out and aggressive.
This has never happened before.
Oh,
my equipment.
No. My equipment.
The energy.
Is anyone feeling this? Or is it just me pretending?
How dare you?
Sorry. Okay. Anyway. So moving to some of the spooks.
Yeah.
We'll start vague and then we'll get more specific. Because I found some stuff that's kind of like, oh, and then this reported to this. And then more like detailed stuff. So First one is a young Victorian girl is seen playing with a ball. So from like its like early days, just, you know, like a little girl playing.
Was that little girl's name Bisbee?
Yes. She'll come up later too, if you know what I mean. So, and then there's also a woman who's reported she like watches men sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. And it may be related to the next thing, which is there's reports of female screams throughout the hotel. So you just hear like a woman yelling for no reason. And that's thought to be a chambermaid who was involved in a love triangle and was murdered by one of her lovers.
Oh my God.
Yep. And then
trauma.
I can't see can't find what room they're referencing, but they said that the maid's room that this lady was staying in had so much activity, supposedly, that it got turned into a storage room because they would like rent it out and then people get upset and leave. So
that reminds us of the last episode that we had with the Queen Mary.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Themes. Trends
in these places, like women in white, which we did see, by the way.
Wait, pause. So you can't just. We'll save it for the end. So
let's just go into it now or forget.
Okay, fine.
I will forget personally.
So we meant to share this with you, but do you want to go ahead and tell? Where were we going, first of all? So we just context. We just moved. I'm sure you know this because again, friends and family are watching. We just moved. So we had our first Halloween in this neighborhood. It was very busy, very fun. But before then...
It was the Sunday before Halloween because I remember being like, why is this woman out on
Oh my gosh.
Well, we'll teach
okay, so we were going probably to Peach Wave.
It was probably Peach Wave.
Yeah, our favorite frozen yogurt joint, which we go probably twice a day now. But it was, I don't know, like dark, not that late though, maybe 7:30. Maybe 7:30.
Yeah, it was like 7:30, 8:30, that range. It was dark out though.
Not very late, but it was like dark. So we're just like driving, whatever. And then we're driving out of our neighborhood. Our neighborhood, like, it's pretty big and open, but people don't like frequently walk around. Like it's Tucson
Definitely
is
not
very
on that side of the road.
Yeah, it's very car
There's no
heavy
walking area on that side of the road.
Yeah, it's like a car heavy area. So it's not common just to see people walking around. But we were pulling out of our neighborhood. And it was a weeknight too. It was like a Wednesday.
Oh, it was a Wednesday?
Yeah, because we were going to Peach Wave.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a Sunday. I know it was a weird night for someone, especially to be
It was definitely like
doing
Wednesday at like 7:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just like, we drive out and the entryway, like as we're exiting our neighborhood and coming onto the street, on the left-hand side of the street, walking away from us, was just this woman who, how old was she? Young, but not like a teenager.
Like early 20s, maybe?
Early 20s. And she was like dressed to the nines.
In like a white dress.
In a white dress with heels, not like stilettos, not like I'm going clubbing, but just like kind of church heels almost.
Yeah.
But her hair was like long and done up.
Yep.
And she wasn't stumbling.
No, she was totally normal.
Was totally normal, but she was walking like onto the street.
Yeah, it was very strange. There's like, we live in like the suburbs. Like there's no reason for anyone to be dressed up in our neighborhood, much less walking at night, like through suburban streets, like dressed up in like a white, almost like wedding dress.
All white, yeah.
It was very strange.
We didn't see her face, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like, if she was waiting for an Uber or something, like she would have waited at her house. Yeah. You wouldn't go out to like the street.
Walk all the way out to the street.
Yeah, and again, she didn't like need help. Like she knew what she was doing. She was just like walking like a normal person.
And it wasn't like a night where you go out.
No, again, it was a Wednesday night at like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock.
In the suburbs.
Yeah, of like where we live.
Yeah.
So that was so bizarre.
Yeah, very strange.
And yeah, we don't know what came of her, but she was gone by the time we got back.
Yeah, so that was our woman in white, our random insert.
Anyways, it was very bizarre.
Back to the hotel.
Sorry,
Colorado.
continue.
Okay, so the hotel elevator, and this took me a second because I think elevators back then obviously weren't ran by computers, so they don't just like move on their own. But
Magic elevator.
Yeah, but like the hotel elevator moved on its own without passengers. So I think back then you needed to operate them from within because you had someone who operated the elevator within.
You're sure like no one called it from like the other?
No, I think there was like they used to have like attendants who would work at.
Oh,
so
like the guy who's inside.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like back then you couldn't like call it. It was just like,
okay.
Yeah, person. So
Creepy.
the old version of the elevator would move by itself, which was creepy. Mm-hmm. So that's another one. And then this made me laugh actually, because it said in the same sentence, they had strange sounds and smells would pop up randomly. So I was just like, this like ghost like farting. So I was like, imagine like you see like a little, like a Victorian dressed man, like appear out of nowhere, like kind of see through. He turns to like walk away from you, and it's just like turns as he turns. It's just like that. And you're like,
he's really excited about this fart sound effect thing.
I think it's funny. I think it's a funny mental image. That you're just like, you finally see like a full body apparition ghost, and it like farts, so it walks away. You can smell it, and you're just like, "Oh, that's your story." I don't know. I think it's
good
I think
one.
It's funny.
Okay, let's move on.
We're moving on. And I also like watched some like people like do some investigations there. Like there's a YouTube video or whatever, and there was some EVPs. Like someone said like, my dad was in the army, because it was like naval hospital. Like what did you serve?
Oh, I thought that's what.
Oh no, that's like very detailed.
I was like, this is the most amazing EVP. If he was like, my dad was in the army.
My dad was in the army. Where was your dad serving? This is a ghost.
Oh my god.
Well, what did the person asked?
Yeah.
And then the response was army.
Oh.
So like they actually got like a relevant answer.
Okay.
So
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. But I mean, granted, this is like, they put the words on the screen to help you hear what they want you to hear.
Whoa.
But allegedly they said army. Yeah. Okay. So now going to more like specific areas. So the basement was the morgue. It uses the morgue in the hotel. Or sorry. Well, it was a hospital. It used the morgue. I guess back then they might have actually.
Everyone knows the classic morgue in your hotel.
Your hotel morgue, all the people dying during their stays. But when it was a hospital, the morgue, they turned the basement into the morgue.
Okay.
So there's some reports of things down there.
I imagine.
Yeah, you would imagine.
Okay, let's hear what those reports are.
I will tell you what those reports are. Are you ready for those reports?
Yeah, no, okay. We're all ready.
So, and this is the thing. 1993 seems to be big. I don't know if it's just like the same like AI chatbot kept putting like stuff into like random websites, but like
pause. But like 1992, 1993 is also part of my story.
Okay, I don't know why, but like all these reports are like 93 around the same time, and then a totally different website.
Computers.
It's like 93. I was like, is that like a Ghostbusters year? Like, there's a portal there or something.
Think so.
Okay. Anyway, 93 security guard is conducting a tour for people, about 6 people, and the group was standing outside of an office just in the basement area, and then they hear 2 women talking, like presumably nurses during this time. And then keep in mind there's no like active business going on there. And then they hear like a typewriter, like from like World War II era typewriter. So they're talking, and then they hear.
Let me envision it.
I found another thing.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But that'd be pretty creepy though.
Yeah,
especially
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like the idea of hearing a ghost typewriter.
Yeah, like people working, doing their hospital World War II business.
Could you imagine being a ghost and like still working?
He's working perpetually.
You're just like typing on your computer.
There's no shareholders to even serve.
Oh my God, what are you even doing it for then?
I know, we can't serve the shareholders. All right, so I like that idea of them like working on World War II records.
Yeah.
Anyway, so around that same time, there was I don't know the difference between a houseman and a security guard, but a houseman was doing the nightly rounds, and he saw so in the basement. There's windows in the basement. I don't know if I know it sounds weird, but have you've been to the U of A's like law college, right? Mm-hmm. And you know how like in the basement there's like windows.
No.
Okay, so
are there like tiny windows up top?
No, like they like dig a shaft down and then there's like a bigger window. So this is one of those where like they dug down to have like a larger window let light in.
Seems like a horrible idea. How does that not just like immediately fill in when it rains?
I'm sure like they pay people not a lot of money to dig them out.
That's not what I meant.
Oh. So it's one of those. So it's like a sunken window. He sees an old lady looking through the window like this. And so he's like, oh no, an old lady fell like into the pit. And she can't get out because it's like ladder height. Like you can't just like climb in.
Okay.
So he's like, oh my gosh, I need to go help her get out. Yeah. And he gets over there and nobody's there.
That's scary.
That is scary.
That would like be so freaky if you're in a basement and then just like
an old lady looking at you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we're going to move to the main floor.
Okay.
And we are finding a ghost named Bobby.
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 My boy.
This story sounds kind of similar to the lady, like the old maid that got murdered. Remember I mentioned like there's like a love triangle.
Yeah, no,
Meg gets murdered.
Following.
Okay, just checking. And so the story is that Bobby was a nurse stationed at the hospital during the war, and she was having a tryst, a love affair. She was with one of the officers there. They get in a fight. He kills her, and then the Army or the Navy to cover it up transfers them out. And but then the hotel staff, is like they know what happened, so they got the story out.
Okay,
is what is
justice
for Bobby.
Wait, no, Bobby was the guy that got.
No, Bobby's a girl. Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's popped up in a number of ways. She's especially associated with the dining room, where people will smell like a specific perfume, kind of like trailing towards and away from the buffet area to the table.
That's interesting.
She used to stay at.
Because normally you'd smell like ghost foods, not like ghost perfume. It's very distinct.
Yeah, her perfume. And I guess people say it's like a gardenia perfume that's like was popular in like the 30s, 40s.
Gardenia or geranium?
Gardenia.
Okay.
Yep. That's what that sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just asking you. It sounded like you said a combo of both words. So that's why I was clarifying.
I see.
You said gardenia.
Like, I smelled this. That was a geranium, not gardenia. And then so another good famous ghost there is Walter.
Walt.
The guy who supposedly built the place.
Disney?
Well, it's supposedly the guy who actually built the place, not the other way around. Like, we know who built it. This ghost is supposedly Walt. Or they call him Walt. They don't really know who it is. But, but it's supposedly you see a man in Victorian clothes, like full body apparition in the lobby and walking around the hallways.
Ooh.
And you'll smell cigar smoke when he's there.
Classic ghost smells.
Yep, classic ghost smells. However, one of the ghost whizzes for this area, a Kathy Fleming, says it's a person named E.E. Lucas, who was one of the first controllers, like managers of the place, and who ultimately ended up buying the location. So nobody seems to know who this guy is, but apparently there's a full body Victorian male apparition who shows up and smells like cigars. Yeah. Let's see. And then the rooms are also haunted, of course.
Let's get into the rooms.
We'll get a room. Room 661.
Yeah. Tell me about every single room in detail.
We're going through detailed instructions.
Okay.
Room 1. 661, again, 1993. I don't know why. Yeah. Husband and wife staying there. Husband gets sick in the room.
Goes to the morgue.
Goes to the morgue afterwards. But it's in one of the largest tower suite. Ooh, the towers are haunted. But so he's sick. Wife opens the windows to let some air in and leaves the room. Another woman comes in and closes the windows. And then the wife comes back and says, like, why? Who closed the windows? And opens the window again. And apparently this just like keeps happening. Every time she leaves the room, like a woman comes in and closes the windows.
How do you know a woman is coming in? He's not just closing the windows.
I think he said like some lady who closed the window.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So apparently like this ghost kept like closing the windows.
Also like that'd be shocking in the 90s. This isn't like way back. It's like in the 90s, like if someone like came into your hotel room, like number one, you have to let them in.
Yeah.
Number two, you'd be like, can you not
like
do this?
Like what are you doing? Yeah. But apparently it happened like a couple times over like 3 days.
Okay.
So somebody was very upset with him.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yep. And then of course there's always the reports of like EMF activity and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right. I like this one. There's so much happening.
There's a lot happening there.
Was this your long one or your short one?
This is my short one. I'm just kidding. That's my long one.
Okay. I was like, this is about to be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, so we're like 25 minutes in. And I just got through my first one.
Yeah.
I don't know if our camera's going to record that long, but we'll see.
Stay with us. Okay. I have one short one and one long one. I'll do my long one first.
Okay.
Buckle in, everybody. It's the one y'all have been waiting for.
I figured you'd be doing this one, so I didn't do it. I think I know
I did.
Is it Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
The Jack Nicholson Hotel?
Wait, it's just a story about Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, it's like starting at his birth. We're moving forward.
Here's all the haunted events in Jack Nicholson's life.
Hey,
Okay.
maybe you don't know. You don't know.
The Stanley Hotel people, you knew it. We all knew it.
We all love it.
We all love it. This
We're
is
in love
what.
with it.
Okay. This one is one that I want to go to next time we go visit Monica.
Yes.
So this will be our. Was that Bisbee again?
Me or Bisbee.
Okay. Or guests. So tell me, Joe, why is the Stanley Hotel famous?
From the Shining movie.
Correct. So let me give you some information about the Stanley Hotel. 140 rooms.
That's a lot of
Did research on how big this place actually is. In Estes Park, Colorado. It was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley, hence the Stanley Hotel, and it opened on July 4th, 1909.
The best day of the year. Also, question here. We've been watching The Ghoul Boys. We've been watching, what's it called? Ghost Files? Yeah, Ghost Files.
Yes.
From Watcher. They do the Estes method. This is Estes Park.
Wait.
Is there any relation there? I have no idea. That's a
I
genuine
don't think
question.
so, but oh my God. I bet the Estes method works really well in Estes Park.
That's true. It's like double the power, double the Estes.
Estes method, for those of you who aren't familiar, I don't know if we've talked about it before, but real quick, EVP is the word?
I think they do the Spirit Box.
Spirit box.
Which is just a radio.
It like goes through radio stations really, really quickly, and you're supposed to hear words. And if you hear more than one word or something that makes sense, that's supposed to be the ghost communicating. But the Estes method is where instead of just like playing the radio and listening, where one person puts on headphones, they are the one that's listening to the radio. So I'm like listening to the radio with my headphones on, but Joe is the one that is talking to the spirit. And so I say words that I hear in my headset, and then you talk to the spirit like through me. So if like my responses match up with whatever you're saying, then it works. But typically, like, you know, I'd be wearing like noise canceling, so like I can't know if my responses make sense or not. I'm just purely listening and speaking, and you're the one that's like interacting. That's the Estes method. Anyways, I love that one. They did that live when we saw the Watcher people. It was really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyways,
we'll do it. When we go to Stanley, we'll record it and we'll do it.
yes,
Upload it.
Absolutely. Yes, we will. Okay. So Stanley, my guy, unfortunately, he had tuberculosis, like so many people at the time.
80%. Based on movies I've seen from that time period.
But guess what the cure for tuberculosis is?
Fresh mountain air.
Correct. Fresh, dry, Colorado Rocky mountain air. So he went obviously to Colorado. He was like, "This is great. I'm going to build a hotel." He eventually fully recovered in 1907, and then it built the Stanley Hotel to cater to his social circle and all of his rich friends, if they were also suffering for tuberculosis. I'm like, come on out! I built this. That's really cool.
Come see my big room.
Yeah, look at how rich I am.
Come check us out.
But it was one of the only hotels to run on electricity at the time.
Oh, okay.
But it was like really big, and so it needed more power, or like there was an outage or something happened where they were like, we need a backup gas line situation. Like we need gas to supplement our power. And so they set that up. Everything's good. They, you know, finish it, and then the next day there's a gas explosion.
Excellent.
Someone did a good job on that.
No leaks at all. They
No
tested
leaks at all.
Perfect.
Yeah. But apparently gas, this is like a little fuzzy as to what actually happened, but supposedly gas built up in room 217 and then it exploded. And it injured 8 people. And it's said that one person, Elizabeth, forget her last name, maybe Wilson, was hurled from the second floor to the first floor and broke both of her ankles. Ooh. So anyways, that happened. That sucked, but they carried on. So the Stanley was like super popular at the time. It was like the place to be, but it then like faded in popularity just throughout the years. Until author Stephen King. Yep.
I'm glad I guessed that right. I was like, I think it was.
Who do you think? Okay. Stephen King stayed there. He was staying there towards the end of the season because it closes down for the winter when it gets really cold. So he happened to go on the last day that they were open. He was the only paying guest at the time. Most of the staff had already left. Like, it was basically empty. But he stayed there in room 217.
Okay.
He had a nightmare the night that he stayed there that a coiled fire hose was coming to life and chasing his screaming son as he ran down the halls of the hotel.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds like a dream I would have.
Sounds like your dreams every night.
So he like woke up and then he was like, oh my God, I'm really freaked out. And then he smoked a cigarette. And apparently like by the time he was done, like he had envisioned the whole Shining.
Oh, wow.
So that's where that came from. If you saw the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But since The Shining, it became super popular. Again, the Stanley Hotel, and it has many haunted stories associated with it. So some of them are rooms in this hotel. So Elizabeth, that woman that like was part of that gas explosion, she is said to haunt room 217. But I like this. She's more often helpful than scary.
That is nice. Finally, a nice ghost.
Yeah, so she was a hotel staff. She was a maid there at the time when this happened. So It's said that like when people fall asleep and when they wake up in the morning, the room is actually more tidy than when they left it. Like their clothes will be folded, or like their suitcases will be put away, or their linens will be, you know, fresh and clean. So it's kind of nice of her.
Overnight service. That's pretty good.
Yeah. In room, another one, 428. I like this one too. Some have seen a vision of a cowboy looming over the bed as they slept.
Like out of like a Western, like the shadows, like dude.
Yeah. I've got you now, partner. Or standing in the corner of the room. Additionally, it's heard that there have been like multiple reports of like furniture being moved above this room, or like footsteps walking around above this room 248. But nothing is above there. There are no rooms above 248. So
people living in the attic.
Yeah, where that is arguably scarier than a ghost being up there.
I'd prefer the ghost. Thank you.
And then this one is icky, but in room 401, there's a flippin' perv there. Yeah.
Like, get him out of there.
He apparently like inappropriately touches women when they're changing in the closet. And one guy, a man who was staying in this room, had his wedding ring somehow flung down the drain in the sink of the bathroom.
Oh yeah, the ghost definitely.
Oops, my bad. No, the ghost. Why did you do that to me?
The guy probably took it off later. He's like, I'm going to blame this on the ghost.
Yeah.
Definitely ghost.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely ghost with that one.
I do if I roll my ring. I'd be like, spirits. They're just
guys, stop doing this to me. It's my wedding ring, people.
It's the third time this week. Every time I play with it, the ghosts just take it.
In addition to like individual rooms being haunted, Stanley's wife is said to play the piano in the concert hall. That's nice of her.
Nice, yeah.
But in the concert hall at the time, there was a curfew where people had to be out by 11 p.m. And so when you're in the concert hall now, you'll hear like screams or like voices of ghosts saying like, get out.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. It's past curfew.
Very seriously.
Yeah.
Filch from Harry Plopper.
Yeah. Additionally, guests staying on the fourth floor report hearing children running around, laughing, giggling, playing. Spooky. Mm-hmm. Closet doors tend to open and close on their own.
Any windows?
I didn't see reports of windows, but I assume also opening and closing windows.
I don't know. One ghost might just be a menace, closing everyone's windows across Colorado.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
He's like,
traveling.
I hate this fresh air.
Yeah. You can't find a hotel without closed windows.
And then the fourth floor used to be an attic, but later it became lodging for female employees, children, and nannies. So it makes sense why on the fourth floor we hear all this commotion.
The jokes.
Yeah.
Kids.
Ugh. I hate it when they laugh and play.
Okay. So bothersome.
But fun facts. So, I mean, there's a million things about the Stanley Hotel.
Yeah,
Very
famous.
interesting, though, that I didn't see like reports of it being haunted prior
No, okay,
to to Stephen King staying there.
Well, I mean,
the gas explosion did happen, but
yeah.
I mean, not like I read, encyclopedia articles about this, but I didn't find a whole lot of like tragic events happening or like haunted events happening prior to the Stephen King.
When the financial incentive arose to have ghosts. Okay.
But anyways, no.
Nothing
Additionally, though, fun facts.
Okay.
The pet cemetery, there actually is a pet cemetery at this hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like if you were traveling back then, you probably brought your dogs with you.
Yeah, the hotels had morgues.
Yeah.
They had pet cemeteries.
Real cemeteries?
And additionally, there are underground caves where the staff used to move around. Mm-hmm. So those are supposedly haunted as well. But things like the maze from the movie, like that stuff wasn't built until later.
Okay. I find it interesting also that like none of the hauntings have anything to do with the movie, but people probably go there trying to have the experiences from the movie.
No.
That were entirely made up.
No.
And not even like pretend they're just made up. There's a book turned into a movie.
But I don't know. I still really want to go. You obviously can go and stay there.
Yeah, we will.
We will go and stay there. We will do the SS method. We will report back our findings. Next, this is going to turn into a ghost hunter channel instead of just a ghost podcast channel.
I got to start just yelling at them.
Yeah, so there's a lot to be found there, but I just wanted to highlight it because I love that movie and it was super spooky. We were actually just talking about this with my parents the other night.
Yeah.
The first time I saw that movie, I was I don't know, maybe like 8 or something, maybe like 7 years old, and I think it was a DVD. I don't think it was a VHS, but I had a TV in my room. And so when we would have like friends over and stuff, in the middle of the night or something, I would sneak out to the living room and like grab a movie and then we would play it in my room. So we did that with The Shining. So it was like me and my little friend were like little kids like watching The Shining for the first time.
Scarred
maybe we were
forever.
like a little older, maybe like 8 or 9, but it was way too young to be watching it.
The Shining.
And I still like remember we were just talking to my parents and they were like, we had to report back to this girl's parents that like, sorry, the girls watched The Shining last night.
Now she's terrified.
I
Good
hope
luck.
you're not pissed. Yeah. Anyways, I love that movie.
Yeah.
So that was my first one.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I got a quick one.
Okay.
A time check. We're at 40 minutes, so we're doing good.
Okay.
So this one's quick because I figured we'd be doing a lot of hotels this episode. I almost did another one. I'm like, we can't do 3 hotels in a row. Like that's too much hotels. So I did a road.
Okay.
Yeah. Phantom Canyon Road,
Ooh.
which is about a 30-mile. It's a dirt road. It connects Central City to Victor. That's not helpful to you. I'll put a map up here.
Oh, I see it
in that
now.
area. So it's closer to like the metropolitan, Denver area and stuff.
Okay.
But it basically connected a lot of like what are now ghost towns. Just old mining towns. I guess there was like 500 plus mines in the area. So it was connected to that. And there was
Is that
a
where
railroad.
St. Elmo is?
St. what?
Elmo?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's another ghost town that I was interested in looking up.
I have in my list of ghost towns. Let's look. Adelaide, Glenbrook, and Wilbur.
Okay.
But I guess there's like a railroad that went through there or something. But now you just drive the road. It's like it's totally like the prettiest drive in Colorado.
Ooh.
I took pictures. It reminds me, if anybody knows, that stretch between like Sedona and Flagstaff.
Oh, yes.
So you're like driving through a canyon and then a lot of pine trees and just
that.
pretty. So it's supposed to be a really pretty drive.
Okay.
Just there is a ghost. So it's a road that has its own ghost that connects a bunch of ghost towns that also have their own ghost stories.
Well,
but we're only covering the
ghost mecca
so
over
it's like,
there.
I know it's
They
like
got roads.
it's like a highway of ghosts. But there's one particular ghost that gets reported walking along the route, which is kind of freaky to think about if you're just out in the middle of nowhere, like 4-wheel driving. There's a man who's in like 1890s prison attire.
Oh, okay.
And supposedly he was executed but just continues to wander the roads, and a lot of people have seen him over the years. So
is he like a hitchhiking?
Doesn't say that he interacts with people,
okay,
but that he is along the road, just like he just will be walking along the side of the road
creepy.
in like old, like a prison uniform, and so it's just a terrifying concept to me. If you're like out in the middle of nowhere, like getting dark, and then you see like someone in a prison outfit, and you're like,
oh my god, yeah.
But
that's a good one. I like that.
That was a quick one. That was it. That was
okay.
it. That was a whole one. Yeah. So.
You weren't joking.
I wasn't joking. I got a long one and a short one.
Okay, mine's like quick, but not that quick. So my next one, I don't know. It's a little bit ghosty, but it's a little bit conspiracy theory. I had to just cover it because I don't know if you've heard of it. Okay. But my next one is the Denver airport.
I've heard that people are like obsessed with this, like being like a satanic thing. About, like,
I'll get into it. I'll get into it.
That's all I got.
Okay. Obviously, I've been to the Denver airport.
I think we've all been to the Denver airport.
But it opened in 1995, back to the 90s.
90s. The worst decade.
So it's said, and obviously all of this is like half of it's conspiracy, half people say it's true, half people say it's not. But it's said that it's built on sacred ancient burial grounds.
Okay.
So
haunted. Related to the spookums.
Haunted. It said that when people enter the Denver airport, they feel uneasy.
Has nothing to do with the fact they're about to get on a tube and fly 500 miles an hour.
No. Apparently, this one I really liked. The cause, the ancient, being built on the ancient burial grounds, caused the automated baggage system to never work properly.
There's nothing to do with it.
That's what it said. And it said that the delays, because apparently there's like a lot of delays when constructing this airport. The delays in construction were due to the spirits being disturbed.
Yep. I like the idea. Like we're like on a corporate call, right? We got the general contractor, we got the major subs, we got the lender, we got like the developer, we got everybody on the call, and they're like, guys, these ghosts just won't let us build.
Oh my god,
we're shut down again.
It's not, the timeline isn't our fault. It's the ghosts.
Yeah. The bank's like, we understand. We'll give you an extension.
Passengers will tell you today that they feel a presence when walking through the terminals.
Okay.
Additionally, passengers sleeping overnight at the airport sometimes say that, I like this one, hear the Native American flute being played in the dead of night when no one is around. Oh, I have a flute. I should have played it. Okay.
There's a flute for you.
Okay. Yeah. And so it said, like, are these is this all the ancient burial ground situation? Are the people, the Native Americans, upset about like urbanization of their sacred grounds? Mm-hmm. So that's up in the air. But I like the idea of a haunted airport.
Yes.
I will say, personal story. Mm-hmm. Every time I go to the Denver airport, I do get like very sick.
That's true. Last time you did, you got very sick.
Last time I went and visited my friend Monica, like I was sick like the whole trip. Mm-hmm. I will say it definitely was not altitude sickness. It had nothing to do with that.
Nothing to do with that. You're like, I eat the same burrito stand every time.
It might have been altitude sickness, but I want to say that it's because of the haunted airport. I will say when I have layovers at Denver, I like specifically actually like avoid going to Denver airport now because I always get friggin' sick. Maybe it feels like last time like my ears were all messed up, so I assume it's the altitude, but maybe it's the ghosts.
Could be the ghosts. Let's blame it on the ghosts.
Blame it on the ghosts. Personal story, personal haunting of the Denver airport. Eyewitness to its haunting. Additionally, in the airport, there's like weird art. Gargoyles are there.
That's pretty cool. They should do that. It should be mandatory.
Mandatory airport gargoyles. So that kind of like creeps people out. Additionally, have you heard of Lucifer?
Is it the horse?
Yes.
I know that people are obsessed with the horse. I don't know why.
So, I mean, he's like honestly like really weird and creepy in person. But I don't know. Actually, I should have Googled this, but I don't know the actual name of the statue.
Lucifer.
I call him Lucifer. I think most people call him Lucifer. But he was commissioned in 1992.
Oh,
92.
two. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very close though.
Yeah. He was like supposed to be there when the airport was like opened in 1995, but it didn't happen.
Okay.
It wasn't actually like built, like finished until 15 years later. It took 15 years for this thing to come to fruition.
It's a big horse.
So I'll put a picture of it here, but it is a 32-foot tall sculpture of a Mustang. For those of you that are just listening, it's like a giant horse up on its hind legs, kind of doing one of those numbers, its feet in the air. It's all blue and it has glowing red eyes.
It's not creepy at all.
Yeah. It was created by Luis Jimenez, and it took a long time to build. The city sued him because we're like, yo, like you said it would be done by 95. We're ready to launch here. You didn't deliver on your end of the contract. We're suing you. And then he countersued them. So like there was a lot of legal like back and forth that added to this painful timeline.
Like, look, we got every gargoyle up there already. We got to get this demon horse going.
Yeah. It was the largest sculpture that Luis had ever worked on. So that also took a lot of time for him to do.
A bit out over his skis.
But finally he's like, oh my God, I did it, guys. It's finally done. Let's start putting the final touches on it. And so it's in 3 big pieces because it's so big. There's like 3 big pieces. And when you work on it, it hangs in like a hanger or something. It's some very big building, but it like hangs.
Okay.
But right before the piece was done, one of those giant pieces fell on Luis during the final stages of construction. And it pinned him, but it like cut severely into an artery in his leg.
Oh,
so he bled out like then and there. He died.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It is a demon horse.
Well, just wait. Let's see. So afterwards, his friends and his family were deciding like, do we leave it unfinished? Do we finish it? Do we just like scrap it all together? And I think probably because they didn't want to get sued by the city again, they're like, oh, we should probably finish it. So his colleagues like finished it.
Oh, geez.
And then it was finally completed in 2008.
Okay.
So it's there right now. It's just like very polarizing. Some people like really hate it. Some people are like, it's art. I love it. And so the city like considered taking it down in 2016, but ended up keeping it up.
Okay. We're like, we paid a lot of money for this horse.
Like this has been a pain in the ass. So like we got to make this happen.
After 15 years.
Yeah. It is very creepy, especially when you're like driving up to the airport at night. Very strange. Also context for those who haven't. Oh, are we recording? The light's off.
Oh shit.
Okay, maybe this is audio only at this point.
A second.
Pause.
All right. A short intermission there as our new camera overheated at the 48-minute mark.
I will say, I think that was the ghosts.
Think it was the ghost? Let's blame the ghost.
I mean,
we were talking about
there
ghosts.
is no other explanation. It's not that we have a brand new camera and that we don't know how to work it yet.
Yes. And I don't know where we left off on the last
I
recording.
do. Don't worry.
Okay.
Lucifer. Our boy.
Yes.
So some of that might be audio only. Sorry, we're back.
Sorry that.
Anyways, we were saying, okay, people didn't really like it. So in 2016, they were like, nah, we're going to keep it. You're going to have to deal with it. But the latest thing that I could find was talking about like Lucifer and this whole thing being like cursed. In September 2020, apparently a man was seen at the base of the sculpture shooting up at it. He later shot into traffic because it's like right on the highway and then shot himself.
Oh my God.
And died.
Was he like
I don't have any more content.
Do you think it was like evil or something?
I don't know.
Maybe nobody knows because like if he just did that, then like.
Maybe it drove him insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any more information.
All right.
That's all that I know. But apparently like Lucifer 2, he has like he's very detailed in like all the not good ways.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you're talking a 32-foot horse here. I think we all know what else is going to be 32 feet. Yeah. Anyways, so in addition to Lucifer, the airport in general, there's a conspiracy that it's the Illuminati headquarters. There's a series of tunnels underneath. It said it was built by the New World Order and that the runways are in the shape of a swastika.
Okay.
The only like reason I think why people like kind of think that is that there's a time capsule like sealed beneath the entrance, the airport south entrance, dated March 19th, 1994. And it depicts the square and compass symbol of the Freemasons.
Okay. So Illuminati.
So Illuminati. As a Rothschild and a member of the Illuminati, I can actually confirm that that is our headquarters, but don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody.
So that was my last bit of the airport. Crazy stuff, a little conspiracy stuff, but definitely weird.
That's cool. I like the vibe.
Yeah, me too. So we'll see it next time and we'll report back to you guys.
We'll take a detailed picture of the horse.
Yeah, I'll show you the most detailed area here.
All right. Well, I suppose we should wrap it up there. We've been going for nearly an hour.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us. Apparently, like to this point, I was saying like our videos have not been over 48 minutes, like almost like 47 minutes, like to the dot. So I think that was our sign. It was like, guys, you're done. Camera's like, that's all your viewers can handle. You're done. So we will wrap it up. But thanks so much for listening and sticking through. If you made it to the end, we appreciate you.
Yes, definitely.
Until next time, we're doing Connecticut. I have to sing the state song in my head in order to figure out which one is the next one. But we'll see you in 2 weeks for Connecticut.
All righty. Cool.
Don't forget to stay spooky.
Ooh.
Outro
Beginning now. All right.